fuck? Where's my banana? My motherfucking nana. Banana. I got my motherfucking nana. Nana. Oh, that's a bad part. Fuck. Oh well. Hey. Hey. Mmm. 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 Let me change this. It's on time for what we usually expect for Pokemon, but I would have preferred them wait, but they didn't, so this is what we're dealing with. Hey. 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 Bah. Bah. Hey. Bah. Bah. Hey. Bah. Bah. Hey. Sorry, guys. So I'm waiting for more people to show up. So give me 1 second. Waiting for the viewers to come in so I can kind of explain what we're doing here. It's not anything crazy, but you know, so that you guys have some context. Because I'm trying to keep up with the whole like putting out putting out 2 streams a month on here, while also doing like normal videos. And I think I'm behind on normal videos, so I want to at least be consistent with the streams. I'm just waiting for more people to show up so we kind of go through what we're going to do. It's nothing crazy, just something simple. So I'm going to eat my nanner while I'm waiting. Because you gotta love your nanners. Actually, you don't. You're fucking doing this to stay healthy. Healthy living, yeah! But also, hey, what's up, Kiwan? Let's see. I'll give it 1 more minute, and then we'll kind of just get into it. It's nothing crazy. But it might be something you want to know. Yeah, we on YouTube, so I know I'm late as far as the Switch anniversary, but I kind of wanted to just show off my collection of games and then just kind of talk about the Switch while showing off that collection of games. Nothing crazy. Pretty simple. The stack we have to go through, by the way, is relatively large. Like, it's a decent amount. It's a decent amount of shit we got to go through. And we can talk about kind of the ups and downs and where we were coming from and where we're at now. Because the Nintendo fan base has become very different than where we started. You have 15. How dare you? But then again, I know you bought some digital shit too. So Juice, you're here. So we're just gonna go through it. So none of these are in particular order because let's be real here, that would have took a lot of time and effort, and I'm not that guy. I've never been, nor will I ever be that guy. So we'll start off with the newest edition of my Switch game. What I'll do is I'll go through like a batch, and then we'll talk about some aspect of the Switch. And then like we'll kind of continue, like we'll do a batch, some talking, that kind of stuff. because I have some digital games too to show off, but like let's just stick with the physical for now. So that's how. What you think of the? I saw the movie teaser. A lot of people think it's supposed to be a continuation of Spade Kingdom, but there's nothing to make me think that. So for right now, it looks great. I'm excited. We need more, and we won't know more until next year. So well. So first things first, the newest game I bought is Triangle Strategy. The irony is I haven't really played it because I've been busy with a bunch of life shit. But this is gonna be especially since fucking Advance Wars got delayed. I'll be playing this if I'm not playing Kirby. And right now it'll probably be this. So I plan to start this week. I meant to start it this weekend, but like I'm trying to get the fuck out of this house to give people context. So because I'm trying to get the fuck out of this house, I'm preoccupied with like trying to find a new place to stay. I hope that wasn't lit. No, it's just my skin showing through my beard. I'm trying to find a new place to stay. So gaming has somewhat been in the back burner other than me streaming. Next game is this little fucking piece of work. I'm very conflicted how I feel because ironically enough, the next game that's right next to it is this. These are the only two Pokemon games I own on my console, even though there's Let's Go, there's the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then there's about to be Scarlet and Violet. Juice, you were just not listen. I need to get my own place. I don't need to move out of someone else to go to someone else's house. We need some independence. God damn it. But yeah, these are the only two Pokemon games I own, which is Gen 8 and the side game for Gen 8. And for all intents and purposes, I even now I'm questioning before Scarlet and Violet get here, which one of these two I prefer more. And even as an overall experience, I think Legends Arceus or Arceus, whichever way you want to fucking pronounce it, has a lot more promise and a lot more things going right with it. I think I still fuck with the core experience of Sword and Shield more overall, but this is a very good game. It's just I feel like because it's not like the gym experience for me, it doesn't hit the same way. It's the same reason why I have a hard time judging Sun and Moon, because although Sun and Moon isn't bad, Sun and Moon misses that core experience and it kind of takes away from my enjoyment of it. So overall, I still fuck with Sword and Shield more than Arceus. But Arceus is a really fucking good game. It's a really, really good game. I haven't finished the game yet, but I've completed the decks. I still haven't finished the Avalugg Lord because I don't care for the story. Damn. The savagery. We're only 3 games in. We're already kicking off with some high tier savagery. Next game that I haven't started yet. This is another one I haven't started. Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's been time, bruh. I think that's been like my biggest struggle. The older I get, the harder it is to make time to play all these fucking titles. But this shit, I want to get into it. I just haven't started. That's really what it is. It's funny because I've now played 2 Persona games fully and have yet to start the main series that Persona is based off of. I'm gonna create a stack over here in the corner. This game, Metroid Dread. This is the Steelbook. I still like the Steelbook a lot. We need more Switch Steelbooks, damn it. Shit looks good. I wish the title was on here in some aspects though, because it doesn't feel like the traditional case. Like it is Dread, but like the case isn't here, and it bums me out because I very much want a case. I wish the title was here. That's just me though. I think I know what I'll do. I'll make 2 piles. I'll make a pile of games I finished and games that I need to still play. And then we'll kind of compare. I kind of want to put Legends in both piles because Legends, there's still things I can do in Legends. So yeah, I guess Legends will go in the I still need to play. I don't know why you didn't get a Steelbook, realistically, Juice. I'm about to show off another game that's still in the fucking wrapper, so that should already tell you it probably wasn't a good idea to buy it in retrospect. This is very much... Some of these, I'm not going to lie, some of these games I bought were games I bought more so with an intention that just never transpired, and it's a shame, but it just never transpired. And I know Juice is gonna get a kick out of this one just for the comedy of it all. This bitch is still in its motherfucking wrapper. I don't know if you can see it because the glare on the lights is pretty bad. Pretty bad, but yeah, this bitch is still in its wrapper. Mario Golf Super Rush. I feel bad because the sports games I know aren't bad on Switch. I just can't get a good reason to play them. That's what's fucking me up. Like Aces, I don't think it was a bad game. I just can't get myself to justifiably sit down and play them. I don't fucking know. It's just in the goddamn wrapper. Jesus Christ. Now this game I have played to death and it was fun as hell. Going through the entire series of this last year was great. And I fucking love it. No More Heroes 3. This game is fucking great. I have my issues with it, but as an overall experience, this shit was great. The ending for this is still one of my favorite endings in any game as of recently, bruh. Fucking, it's a good game. It's such a good game. So this next one, I haven't played this version of it. So I own this actually on PlayStation and Switch, but I bought it on both because I'm a dirty whore and I wanted to support the game, especially with we're talking about it didn't sell well enough. So this version I haven't played, but I played the PlayStation version. What ends with you? So I own this on both the Switch and the PS4. But I played this primarily on the PS4. Great game, great fucking game. That's another one I still want to put. I still want to play shit in. Like I still want to put more time into that one because I feel like I didn't do as much as I could have on that. Next game, if you watched me on stream, you saw me, Tyrone, and KG play this game online together, and that was a fun experience. Now I enjoyed it. Scott Pilgrim. This game already has kind of a cult following due to its history, especially the game's history, let alone the fucking series as a whole. It's a fun experience, great music, a lot of fucking callbacks to quality video games. It very much revels in gamer culture, and I fucking love it. I love it a lot. Great game, love it. My game of the year last year, Neo. Oh, nice, yeah. Next one, another one I bought off a recommendation, just haven't gotten around to playing it. Sakuna, what is it? Of Rice and Ruin. I thought it was the Princess of Rice. Of Rice and Ruin. Another one where it's still in the fucking packaging. Been meaning to play it, just literally haven't gotten the time to do it. It's good. I've heard good things. I just need to sit down and play it. We'll do about 4 more titles and then I'll kind of take a break and just talk about the Switch and kind of the launch and the lead up to Switch for those who may or may not know. Most of you know, but some of you may not. Here's another one I bought on recommendation, and I bought the fucking European version because my friend KG said it's a good game, and there's another one I need to sit down and actually play, which is the Altaria Ryza series. Also, for those who don't know, fucking this game is hard as fuck to come by. Like the second game came out, and this game became insanely hard to get. And I think Koei was like, I'm gonna fucking put out more copies of this. Ironically enough, I bought this before that happened, and I still don't think there's a fuck ton of copies of this out. So this is another one I bought on recommendation that I need to play. Here's one I did play thoroughly, and I fuck with thoroughly. Bravely Default 2. Fucking gem of a game. It does the same Bravely shit at the end where you have to fight the final boss like 4 fucking times. But it's a fun game, looks great. I like the Bravely series. The Bravely series needs to fix their fucking problem with endings. But overall, I like the Bravely series. Now here's a game that's supposedly rare, but not really rare. But but it's supposed to be rare, which is the Super Mario 3D All Stars. This is another game. I think the only stuff of this I've played is like a chunk of Sunshine, which is funny because that's not the part of this I thought I would be playing. I played like a decent chunk of Sunshine and haven't done much else in it. I think Spring Break I might try to bust out a couple of titles because I feel like that needs to happen. We'll do 2 more and then we'll kind of talk about the Switch in general. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, great game. Did not purchase the DLC because I didn't think I really fucking needed it. 1/3 of that game's already on Nintendo Switch Online. You're very right. Oh, you bought the? How much was the OST bad latency? But Age of Calamity was really good. That ending is hard as fuck. The late game for this shit is so good. And then this last one as we take a break is a gift. This is the One Piece fan in me. My friend Tyrone, I think Tyrone bought this for me, which is One Piece Power Warriors 4. I have yet to start this one because I'll be real with you. Power Warriors, as great of a series as it is, also fucking like drags because it's the same kind of gameplay over the course of like years, and not a lot changes with it, and that's kind of its problem at its core, is that it doesn't change. Like I like One Piece, but Jesus. So we're gonna take a break and we'll talk about the Switch experience. So if you're a Nintendo fan, or if you're someone who, because let's be real here, there's a lot of people who rejoined the Nintendo fan base during the Switch era. The Switch era has a lot of things up and down with it, but the one thing you got to say is that it really reinvigorated the Nintendo fan, because the Wii U era was rough for a multitude of reasons. Now, if you were a Wii U owner, it wasn't as terrible as people like to make it out to be, but I imagine for Nintendo, it was pretty fucking bad. That you came off of the Wii, and you were a year late, but a year early at the same fucking time with the Wii U. The Wii U came out in 2012, November, and it was already like a year late in comparison to like, it was a year late in terms of how do I describe it? It was a year late in terms of carrying momentum. That's what I should have said. It's a year late in terms of carrying momentum between the Wii to the Wii U, because at this point there was nothing out on the Wii and people really didn't give a fuck about the Wii. So any people you expected to jump on the Wii U just because of the brand loyalty, that shit was gone, because no one was playing the Wii in 2011. Only hardcore Nintendo fans were playing the Wii in 2011, which is where you got your initial like, what, 5 million or some shit, right? 3 to 5 million. And then over the course of the Wii U's life cycle, even though the Wii U had things about it that were cool, Nintendo was making strides, hell, by the end of it, we have fucking GBA Virtual Console on it. Like, really, when you think about the Wii U at the end of its life cycle, you could play Wii, you could play DS, you could play Game Boy Advance, you could play N64, Super Nintendo, NES. You could play a fuck ton of games with just the Wii U. And then you had a bunch of fucking remakes, and there were some quality titles on the Wii U. But Nintendo, obviously, as a business, was like, fuck, dude, we're not making nowhere near as much money as we need to. And what makes it even worse is we're late in terms of, like, carrying over the momentum of our previous console, but we're too early to where our console now comes off outdated compared to its competition. Compared to the PS4 and Xbox One, it felt outdated. Like realistically, it was the strongest console compared to, like, the PS3 and 360 when it came out. But like the year later, it became fucking obsolete painfully. It was painfully obvious it was obsolete. We were getting shitty ports and shitty conversions, and things just weren't going well. And realistically, it was a surprise when Nintendo got any game on any game that came out. Because most of the time, only in the beginning were we getting those like parody ports. After that, after like the first year or two, Nintendo was just doing shit on their own. And although it led to some creative games and some interesting choices, I think as Nintendo fans, at the end of the day, you want to see your company succeed because it means they'll make more shit that you want to fuck with. And then that's when we hit the whole NX rumors in 2015, 2016. We started hearing NX rumors, and we got the reveal towards the end of 2016, and we were just like, bro, let me just get into it. Like, we want a new Nintendo console. And at the time, the Switch as a system conceptually seemed like a really cool idea. And no one else had anything else out like it like that. But Nintendo also was gambling, because at the time, when you think about the Switch's launch lineup, you know what the launch lineup was? Zelda. Of course, you had things like Bomberman and I think, what was that? Oh, Snipper Clips. But like, the launch of the Switch was fucking Zelda. And all Zelda needed to do was be great and come out the same day as the console. And guess what? You had unique hardware with a fucking system seller in a period of time where there was no competition. Because that's what it was. You came out in March when the only other thing that came out, I think, was Horizon. You came out in March. You were the only new system. You had a unique gimmick that didn't seem to piss people off. And you had the game that people have been waiting for years, right? And that time, even though we only were playing like Zelda for the first few months, man, that was just an experience. Just the initial Switch hype was crazy. Oh, okay, I got you. Bad latency. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, 1-2 Switch. I forgot about 1-2 Switch. But let's be real here. People were just off the novelty of the system in a fucking system seller. And Nintendo was like, fuck it, we making money today. And we made money. They fucking made money. What's up, Orion Sword? So, the beginning, like, as a Wii U owner, if you were going from the Wii U to the Switch, you were just like, holy shit, new content, goddammit. New content, new games. But as a Nintendo Switch, the irony of it all is that if you were a Wii U owner, you got burned the most by fucking buying into the Switch ecosystem. Because as we would come to learn in the coming years, every game you played on Wii U, you would either play again or get the opportunity to play again, whether you wanted to or not. And that was the beginning of the Switch. And I remember that first few months when motherfuckers were like, oh yeah, Zelda has a higher sell-through rate than the console. Like, Zelda was selling more than the Switch was, which was ridiculous considering, like, it was on the Switch. It made sense, though, because, Zelda was on 2 different consoles. But it was crazy how well that game was selling along with that console. And it's also funny that 5 years later, Zelda is still probably one of the most prolific and game-changing titles of the Switch's generation. Now, granted, it'll technically... I think for real Nintendo fans, people will very much view Zelda Breath of the Wild as a Wii U title, which, and realistically, that's what it is, honestly. It's a Wii U title that got ported to the Switch. Kind of like how people view Twilight Princess as a GameCube game that got ported to Wii. I think we have another year for the Wii U stuff, typeset. But yeah, and actually it's funny that I'm talking about this because going back into the stack of games I have here, the next game is a game that started off as a Wii U title. Actually, Wii U launch year, I want to say. Wonderful 101. It's funny. This is the remaster edition of Wonderful 101. Yeah, Breath of the Wild Wii U does have better loading. But I think Breath of the Wild on Switch has better frame rate. From what I remember. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. I've played part of this over. Which kind of got into the whole port situation with the port situation with Switch. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's continue with the titles. Speaking of ports, woo, the Borderlands collection, baby. 1, 2, and before the sequel, right? Yeah, before the sequel. Another one I wanted to try. Actually, now I'm thinking of ports. This is kind of funny considering what's on here. Another port. Woo! Bayonetta 2. I've only replayed one, and I did it on stream on YouTube, actually. I replayed one. I need to replay 2 before 3 comes out because I want to have that full experience. But hey, look, another port. Woo! Hey, look, here's another one. God damn. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Another port needs to be fucking played. Woo! I didn't plan that at all. It just worked out that way. But it is funny. There is a batch here of just fucking, oh look, another port. Now granted, this was never on, I don't think Vesperia was ever on Nintendo consoles, but still. Woo! Just more ports, bro. The port life was real. This is a good game though. I enjoyed it. This is my first time playing this game. Was on Switch. No, look, another port. What? Jesus Christ. The Switch has a bunch of fucking ports on it. Like, let's be real here. And part of it made sense, and part of it didn't. I mean, think about it. When you look back at the GameCube and Wii era, especially the Wii era had a bunch of unique shit, but the Wii also missed out on a bunch of like third-party games like BioShock and fucking even what was it, Borderlands, and some of the Resident Evils. I mean, the last Resident Evil that the Nintendo consoles got was 4, and we're on like 8. And we didn't get Resident Evil 5 and 6 until the Switch. The Switch was the first time we got 5 and 6 on the fucking consoles, on a Nintendo console. And we don't know when the hell we'll get 7. Oh no, we do have 7 technically. But 7 is like that fucking 7 is that cloud version that we don't talk about. Thank goodness I thought it was your month. I'm not big into RPGs, but Xenoblade is a series I want to get into. It's good. I need to fucking play that one. I need to play the first Xenoblade. Everything else is Xenoblade I've played, but the first one I have not. Which I need to play that before fucking September. Good God. Even though I have the OG on Wii U. I caved and got Tokyo Mirage Sessions Encore. Yeah, and we'll do 3 more and then we'll get. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, 3 more, and then we'll stop again. So next one, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, great fucking game, great game. Looking forward to the sequel. Looking forward to. Then the Ultimate Edition of Super Smash Brothers. I very much would love them to release like an Ultimate Edition of this game, only to see Sora on the motherfucking cover. And now I'm not, and you know how I am with Kingdom Hearts, but like. Part of me just wants them to throw Kazuya, Min, Banjo, Steve, just to throw everyone on the fucking cover. There's another one that Retro recommended to me that I have yet to finish. I started it, but I didn't finish it, which is Battle Chasers Night War. That's another one that was suggested to me. I just haven't finished. And then the last one until we get to as we hit our next break. Mario Odyssey, which kind of gets into like Nintendo's 2017. So even though Zelda's what started off the year, in the first few months, I probably would say until like May or June, was really, and I mean really fucking not being dry pretty much. The only other game I think that came out of note was that Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2 thing they put out that was like, and we were at this point, we're just like, bro, we need new games. And then we started getting things like ARMS and Splatoon 2 and Fire Emblem Warriors and fucking Mario Odyssey and fucking Xenoblade 2, for God's sakes, man. 2017 started off kind of slow, but man, when they hit that momentum in the summer, it was just banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. And this shit just kept coming. It kept coming. But as we've gone through the years, the Switch has had some up years and some down years. Obviously, one of the biggest things that we just saw just through my collection alone is a fuck ton of ports. And whether those ports were Wii U titles being ported to Switch, or shut up, tablet, or fucking titles from like the PlayStation 3 and 360 era being ported to the Switch. The Nintendo Switch, ironically enough, is the console that has probably one of the bigger libraries of Nintendo consoles. Granted, a lot of it's pumped up with fucking ports, but at the same time, like, these are games that I think should have been on Nintendo consoles anyway. So part of me, although I'm annoyed at the situation, I'm not like mad that we got them, because in a lot of ways, some of the Switch was how I played some of these titles for the first time, because some people were only Nintendo console owners and just did not play certain games. The port situation will always be a big point of contention with the Switch, even after its era is over, because of how much some people think it was a detriment to the library. in some aspects. Like it doesn't either. It was a detriment or it didn't add anything. Yeah, Arena, and then fuck, we just got the JoJo port announcement. What is it? Eyes of Heaven R. We just got that announcement over the State of Play, even though it was mentioned for PlayStation. We found out later it's also coming to Switch. Nintendo missed out on a lot of shit, and because of it, developers for a while were just putting ports of games. Like when you think about Capcom was literally porting everything under the sun. Devil May Cry, fucking Mega Man, Resident Evil. They were just porting shit. But we did get new stuff. They tried to put Biohazard on the Switch. They put Mega Man 11 on Switch. They even put a special version of DMC3 on Switch. It's a version of DMC3 that only exists on 3. That only exists on Switch. The whole style switching thing, which is an exclusive feature that only exists on the Switch version, because you wouldn't be able to do that until DMC4. That's crazy to me that they even put in that much extra effort on some of these things. But yeah, they missed out on a lot. The Wii and DS era missed a lot of shit. Get the weird Star Wars ports coming, even though that one's kind of weird. Hell, they're remaking House of the Dead. House of the Dead 1 is getting a remake exclusively for Switch, to my knowledge. I think it's exclusively for Switch. Someone please correct me in the fucking comments. I think the Juice and Loose crew, we talked about this, was it last week? Last week were we talking about, do we like for me, I give the Switch the boon of having those ports because it does add to the library, and because I actually played some of those games the first time. Like, for example, it getting that port of Tales of Vesperia, that was the first time I played Vesperia. The DMC titles, that was my first time playing the DMC titles. For God's sakes, the Capcom collection that's coming out, that'll be my, like, Darkstalkers were never on Nintendo consoles. And that'll be the first time fucking, what was it, Super Ghouls and Ghosts Resurrection on fucking Switch. Like, it's just, yeah. It's a lot. And although the ports, I guess, could get on, if you were a gamer, if you were, like, a gamer who played everything, I can understand. You're seeing a bunch of old content and you're not getting enough new. I mean, for God's sakes, people don't even view this Mario as the Switch's Mario. You know what they view as this as? This is the Wii U's Mario that got ported to Switch. That's what people view. Same thing with Xenoblade. Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 2 people view as the Wii U's Xenoblade 2 that got ported to Switch. That first year of Switch, a lot of people believe, and they're probably not wrong, that a lot of shit got moved from the Wii U to Switch because they were like, fuck, we're losing money. We don't want to put out a bunch of new games that won't sell. Or won't sell as much as they should. Which is why we got a bunch of ports in the first place. Because we knew Mario Kart 8 Deluxe should have sold as well as it did. And guess where it's at now? I think officially it's the best-selling Mario Kart game. Because that game deserved to sell more than, what was it, like 8? No, it was like 13 million? No, it was like 8 million copies, I want to say. 8 million copies on Wii U it sold. And now it's sold like, what, 50 something, I want to say, was the last time we saw, which I think we're getting updated numbers. Are we getting updated numbers really soon? I think, because of the whole financial investors meeting. And I think almost every Wii U port has sold better than its original debut on Wii U. Like Mario 3D World, Donkey Kong, actually a bunch of the Mario ports. A lot of that shit, just Pikmin 3 sold better. Pikmin 3 sold better on Switch. These games are just selling, but nothing. Let's be real here. A lot of these games are great. A lot of these games deserve to sell more. So I'm glad they're selling more, but still. Mario Kart 8 is still competing with GTA 5 for longest game. GTA 5 will probably win that overall. But Mario Kart 8 is damn sure going to give it a run for its money. And I low-key still want to get fucking Tokyo Mirage Sessions on Switch. And I own the collector's edition of that game. Fucking Fatal Frame. I want to own that on Switch. But, you know, they didn't give me a physical edition. I'm a little pissed off about the whole situation, not gonna lie. And I don't understand why it's multi-plat, but we'll never figure that out. We're not even having this conversation about Pikmin 4, okay? We're not doing it because we don't know, and I don't care enough to get into that conversation. But yeah, Port Hell is a big contention on Switch. On top of like Switch having its own content. Oh, and then we got Mario Kart 9, which essentially is just Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's what I like to call it. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let's get back into the list of titles, shall we? Speaking of 2017 stuff, Fire Emblem Warriors, good game. I think did I buy the DLC for this? I always forget. I think I bought the DLC for this. It's a good game, and now they have a sequel. I don't know, actually. Technically, the Three Houses one we're getting is not a sequel, but like, I don't know, bro. Oh yeah, that fucking Nintendo Sports release, yeah. But yeah, look. Oh, you got the waifu game, yeah, the waifu game. Here's another Platinum Games game that I need to fucking finish, Astral Chain. Astral Chain, baby. I started it and literally have just not gotten to it as much as I wanted to. Then we got Xenoblade Chronicles 2. My favorite title. My favorite RPG in over a decade. This is bar none my favorite RPG. And what scares me with this fucking thing is that the sequel may not live up to the expectations this set. And this game has a fuck ton of problems. But God, we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. But God, I love this title. I love this title a lot. I love it a lot. This is one of the few games I wish I had bought the collector's edition for. I wish I had bought the collector's edition. I wish I had bought the controller. I wish I had bought everything for this game. It's so good. It's such a good game. This was kind of a weird thing. That's also when we start getting interesting ports like this too. I also forgot about this. Fucking Doom. And I own this game twice. I own this on Switch and PC. Haven't finished them either. Fucking right now, I think for this one it's more of a frame rate thing. On PC it's more of a laziness thing. Let's see. Yeah, the gameplay's missing, but story-wise is incredible. Wow. Then we got Splatoon 2, which I have finished, and we have the third one of this coming out, bruh. I want the special edition so bad, Prince Revolver. Y'all don't understand. Xenoblade 2 is one of those games. Xenoblade is one of those games that I like. I don't have a lot of titles that are close to me doing like anything crazy, like putting tattoos or marking my car with. But Xenoblade 2 is one of the few titles that is in that range where I highly would debate putting like something of it relatable on like probably my car specifically. Then we got Fire Emblem Three Houses. Fire Emblem Three Houses over here. Here's the kicker of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Fire Emblem Three Houses. And it kind of gets into the conversation that was going on last week too about, does the Switch have the definitive versions of certain IPs on their game things? And I'm like, no, because I like Three Houses, but I think Fates is still a better game. I love Fate. Y'all understand. I love Fates. Fates was so fucking good for me. This is a good game. Don't ever get it twisted. Fire Emblem Three Houses is a good game. But man, I fuck with Fates so much more, yo. And the funny thing is, I haven't done everything I could have done in this game. That's the kicker of it all. Like, and one thing, let me see. If you know what you're doing, Xenoblade 2 gameplay is as good as the story, especially once you hit mid-game. Yeah, the problem is that Xenoblade 2's fucking tutorials suck. Xenoblade 2 has really, really shitty tutorials, and it bums me the fuck out, but that's the case, that's the situation. But yeah, even getting into the conversation, does the Switch have the definitive, the best games in the collective series? Fire Emblem, no. Pokemon, no. For me, Xenoblade 2 is probably the only example. Still upset at Three Houses doesn't have the triangle strategy. Boo, get out of here. Advance Wars reboot, I'm looking forward to that. And fucking, that got delayed. Thanks Putin. Thanks, Putin. Appreciate it. Have you played? Oh yeah, I have played Fire Emblem Echoes. That is the worst 3DS game. That is the worst Fire Emblem 3DS game. I hate. Like Echoes is not a terrible game, but it is the worst Fire Emblem game. I would play Awakening. I would play Fates, and I mean any route of Fates, mind you, over Echoes. Echoes has annoying ass map design. Has annoying fucking enemy gimmicks. Fucking Celica becomes a dumbass halfway through the main story. Y'all don't understand. Echoes gets way too much hype from the Fire Emblem crowd because it's no more waifu simulator bullshit. Waifu and simulator bullshit. It's back to traditional Fire. No, fuck you. And it's not even. It couldn't even get support. It couldn't even get the support system right. And the story isn't even what I consider great. It's literally just a slimmed down version of like one of Fates'. I would say Fates' Norpath. It's a more stripped down version of that with less character. Rudolph that's your father. Can't think of his fucking name. Celica and what's his name? No, Ryan. So listen, I'm gonna put this in context. You know what shitty fucking design? Enemies that fucking conjure other enemies. That's literally what the fuck that enemy design is. Hey, there's a witch. What does the witch do? She makes more witches. What do you have to do? Trudge through a fucking swamp. You can only move like 1 or 2 spaces in a bunch of fucking maps. God, everything's a slog in that game. It drags. Ugh. I can't support with characters that should support with each other. Why? Because people said there was too many supports and the supports weren't good. Bullshit. I'd rather have an abundance of supports than have way too limited supports. Stupid ConjureNet. You had fucking Dread Fighters that were broken as fuck. Dread Fighters conceptually as a class was stupid. It's a fighter that focuses on speed and power, right? So its weakness is magical defense. Oh wait, that's right. The Dread Fighters had an ability that cuts magic damage in half. Those things, the only way you could fight a Dread Fighter like consistently was you with another Dread Fighter. That was a broken class. Because nothing can really fuck up a Dread Fighter other than another Dread Fighter. Even though the way it's designed makes you think the point of its weakness is fucking magic. Echoes is a game I will never. And one of these days I'm gonna do a playthrough of Echoes on stream to prove the shitty fucking design of Echoes. Because people praise Echoes to death, and I'm like, y'all don't. I think y'all don't understand. I think you were so excited that it wasn't another weeaboo Fire Emblem game that you forgot the shit doesn't have good game design. It doesn't. Echoes does not have good game design. It does not. And my problem is I fuck with the food system. I fuck with like the whole focus on like switching classes whenever you want. Like Echoes has good shit in it, but that map design and that enemy design is the worst shit. Oh no, it's not horrible. But it's the worst on the 3DS. There is no other Fire Emblem game on the 3DS. Even on the Switch. Three Houses is better. Fates is better. Awakening is better. There's like that. And I was so mad people were sucking that game's dick because like, oh, it's what you could get. It's alright. It's mediocre as fuck. That's what it is. Here's a game a bunch of you probably don't fucking own, because I don't want to get on this Echoes tangent, because I will fucking rain on Echoes like a motherfucker. Hey, you remember this game? I bet you don't. I bet you don't at all. How many people even remember this game existed? And this was the waifu game. I think someone said it before. This was the waifu game. This is the motherfucking waifu game. It's actually not a bad game, but it's kind of a filler game. It exists and that's it. This was great. This was great. You know why I said this waifu game, by the way? Female Terry's in this game. Everybody's girls, even the male characters, gender bending, at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. But this game was great. This game was fucking great. Looked like God, played so well. It was just a great experience. Thank you for Nintendo for pushing this game existence. People don't know. For those who don't know the history of Super Bomberman R, this was all Nintendo. Nintendo was like, Konami, can you make a Bomberman game? And listen, it's not the greatest one, obviously. But to just keep this IP rolling, I appreciated the effort. And it was a fun time, all things considered. You got the director to sign it? That's fucking awesome, bro. We're coming up on the last of my physical titles here. One of the most underrated games on this bitch that I very much believe needs a sequel. And I very much hope it gets a sequel. Oh, yeah. Arms is so good, dog. I'm so sad that Arms gets the type of disrespect that it gets. It's a really fun game. It needs a sequel. It really does. I hope they give it a sequel because it definitely sold enough to justify a sequel. Nintendo, shit. Another port, but it was a good one. It was a good port, so I liked it. It's fun. I enjoyed it. And then finally, Octopath Traveler, the game that's been hoarded out ever since it came out on Switch. What's up, DJ Mega Man Productions? So that's the last of my physical titles. So I guess I need to cut on my Switch and pull out the digital ones. Let's see. Ooh, it does need more fighting games. It's funny, the Switch became kind of an RPG place. The Switch very much became an RPG place, which is kind of funny in retrospect. So if we go through the games I have on here, Monster Hunter Rise, which if you want to see me play more of that, I've been playing that with KG and Tyrone on Thursdays. So look forward to if you want to see me play more Monster Hunter, that's what we're doing. I didn't get the collector's edition for Octopath. I'm not sweating that one too much. Mario Kart 8, I didn't buy this. I think someone bought this for me, so that's the only reason why I own it. The problem is I don't have the expansion pass for Switch, so I don't know if the crew is getting that or not. But hey, it's there. Let's see. This guy at 5, I have not played much of. That's another one I need to. I just haven't had the chance. Haven't started yet. Beat that on stream. The first game is better than the second game, even though the second game has better combat, but the first game has better everything else. Which bums me out. It bums me out because there are also a couple of good levels in No More Heroes 2 that I fuck with a lot. But overall, as an overall product, No More Heroes 1 is better. Bayonetta 1, although I actually dislike this game more as I play it. Like, the best thing about Bayonetta 1 is its combat. Everything else, I would play Bayonetta 2 over. It looks better. Bayonetta 2 looks better. Bayonetta 2 doesn't reuse fucking level design all the goddamn time. Jesus Christ. Bayo 1 reuses a lot. Ori and the Blind Forest was a great game. First time I played this, it was a great game. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Yes, I own this. And yes, I don't regret anything. This is an okay game. I kickstarted this game. It's not a bad game. I'm just kind of whatever with it at this point. I've played it like 3 fucking times. I'm just whatever with it. Actually, ironically enough, I just forgot to mention, I only own Zelda is digitally. I bought Zelda digitally. Yeah, it does. I agree, Zura. It suffers from the PS3 graphics era in some aspects. I have almost beaten this, but the Switch version kind of glitches out on the final boss fight, so that's literally where I'm at, and it makes me angry. So I'm probably going to replay this on PC to get the full experience. This was a fun experience. I enjoyed this a lot. It's fucking good. It's good. Try it if you can. This is better than Half Genie Heroes. But like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's all right. I think Pirate's Curse is still my favorite of the Shantae games. Pirate Curse is still my favorite. Once again, this was a donation. I didn't fucking buy this. It just exists because someone bought it for me. This game is phenomenal. Cannot wait for the DLC. The DLC will be played as soon as that bitch comes out because they've been teasing it for so fucking long. It's been so long, Studio MDR. Just give me the fucking DLC. Greatness. I don't even need to talk about this. This is greatness. Another one I need to put more time into. This one's pretty underrated. I think this was a funner experience than people gave it credit for. It's actually really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I just think people didn't give it enough credit. I own this on PS4. I only have this because there's like free DLC for it. I never bought it on Switch. Although I probably might because I know you can get multiple endings and I only got one ending on PS4. First Mega Man title, fun experience. I enjoyed it a lot. Second best No More Heroes game. The third game I think is better overall, but the first game is really good. Just let me retry shit. Bro, I see so many waifu games. Hey, man. Like I said, the Switch really pushed RPGs, and I'm very happy about it, because, God, that was, like, my struggle during the Wii U era. We only had, like, a couple of games I fucked with like that on the Wii U. But on Switch, man, it's a whole lifestyle. This was fun. This was fun. I was waiting forever for this game to come out, and then it came out, and no one wanted to play with me, and it bummed me out. I need to start this. This is another one I'm going to start on stream. But obviously, we're playing other things right now. But yeah. Let's see. This game surprised me, because I bought the first game. I own the first game on Steam, and I did not play it nearly as much. How big is the memory card? I bought, I think I have a terabyte SD card, I want to say. Terabyte micro SD card I went ahead and just bought. I've only filled it up like halfway. But still, Valkyria Chronicles 4 was really fucking good. We streamed it once during the pandemic. We streamed it a couple times during the pandemic, but that was it. Valkyria Chronicles 4 really good. This is okay. This was really good. Really fucking good. This is like one of my favorite RPGs on Switch. Fucking Dragon Quest was great. Fucking love this game. And then obviously Devil May Cry. I've played the other Devil May Cries on here too, but like that's the last one I played recently. And remember, this is the OLED, which I guess gets into like the quality of the history of like of the physical qualities of the system. Because even though I played Jade is wifey, even though I still believe she has the worst story, she has the worst development of the main cast. I'm still surprised the base Switch goes to a terabyte. Well, that gets into my thing. I've owned 3 Switches. No, 3? Yeah, 3 Switches. I've owned 3 Switches. The first one was primarily cool until I had a fan issue, which wasn't anything crazy for me to fix, but just the paranoia of me having a fan issue is what made me go and buy the new battery life model, just so I had something to protect it, just in case something broke. And then the OLED came out, which is what I bought. The Switch is also going through like the handheld's way of handling like multiple hardware revisions, and I know some people don't like it because some of the revisions aren't really worth the purchasing price. Like the Lite is if you had no interest in dock mode. OLED is supposed to be somewhat of an upgrade, but doesn't go as far as it should have. And the new battery model literally is just what it is, a new battery model. But it didn't fix all the hardware issues. Like, for example, fucking Joy-Cons, man. As much as I hate to admit it, the Joy-Cons are probably objectively the worst Nintendo controllers we've ever had. I think objectively. And it makes me mad because they still have a fuck ton of promise and things that are right with them. But, man, yeah. It's just a shame. Let me get back to, I think it's just chatting. But if we're gonna compare stacks for the hell of it, refresh, damn you. Was it just chatting? It was just chatting, wasn't it? There it goes. So here's my stack of games that I finished on Switch, right? And then here's my stack of games that I still either need to finish or just do shit, or I still want to do shit in on Switch. As you can see, the Switch generation, even being 5 years old, I still have a fuck ton of things I want to do. And this is just the games that are in my hand, not the fucking ones that I have yet to buy this year that we already know of. Good God Almighty. And some of these titles that I want to finish before those games come out, like fucking Xenoblade and Bayonetta. And the Switch has had its problems, but I want to leave it up to you guys in the chat. If you want to talk about, for you guys in the chat, if you had to rank the Switch in its 5 years, what would you give it? Give it a letter grade. So anything between F and A plus. What would you give the Switch in its 5 years? And that's as an entire product. So the console, the accessories, the pricing, the online, the games, all that as an entire experience. Because the online has definitely had some fucking problems. We've had issues with the fucking emulation. They just recently updated the stupid Switch app. Where the hell's my phone? I'll show you. They've updated the Switch app on the phone, which was a joke in its own right. Let's see. Where is it? But they did recently update it, and it looks more modernized. But whether or not Nintendo wants to do something with it remains to be seen. Because they haven't done anything with it in the last 5 years, it feels like. Where the hell is it? Can't even find the bitch. Like, it looks more modernized now. But like, this is the Nintendo Switch app. On the phone, it's alright. Here's the problem, though. Fucking, I can just go to PlayStation. PlayStation app still busts it out the water. Look at this shit. I can fucking shop and look at other people's friend messages. I can send messages. Like, the Nintendo Switch app looks more modernized in that sense, but still is missing a bunch of shit. Hell, the fucking PlayStation app at least shows the last things I was playing. For God's sake. Fucking the Switch app doesn't even want to tell you what your friends are playing if they're not online. Although I see Melvin's playing Animal Crossing. You fucking madman. And it tells me the hours, but that's about it. Nintendo still has a long way to go with a lot of their shit. Which is why I don't think I'll ever get a Nintendo an A+. But if I was talking about certain aspects of Nintendo, sure. But like as an overall thing, I think Nintendo as an overall thing, the Switch as an overall era so far, it's at a B. It's definitely at a B. So let's see what you guys are saying. Yola has me playing handheld mode. Really nice collection. Thank you. B, the games are good. Corporal greed brings it down so much. B plus, the online needs work and the craziness of the drift is a bit much. What's up, Julian? B, the online issues, app issues, friend code still being used. Joy-Con drift still being used. Still great for games though. Difficult judging off the game library, A plus, but then you have issues like drift and no messaging, which really bring it down some. Yeah, Nintendo's always behind the modern times. It's frustrating. I can give them at least the B. See, and that's pretty good. And I guess you know I'll humor it. That's humor it. For the last bit, I want to hear from you guys. Let's say Wii U, Switch. What are their grades? And we'll see if it's been up or down. Has Nintendo's progression been up or down with you as a consumer? The Wii U, and the Switch. Where are your grades at? I think for me personally, the Wii is so hard because the Wii in its era is not as good as it is in retrospect. Like in retrospect, the Wii I feel like is better than what it was during you were playing it. Actually, I would argue the Wii U's a little bit in the middle. So I would probably say if I had to judge the Wii was great on backwards compatibility, had a bunch of unique titles, but lost out on a bunch of third-party games. The Wii's probably a B. B to B minus because the fucking online for that game for that console was non-existent. It's probably a B or B minus. You know what helps the Wii? The Wii also went out of its way to push a lot of lower tier titles. I mean, for God's sakes, DK got its return on the Wii. Pikmin has its definitive versions on the Wii. Fucking Punch Out has its return on the Wii. And then we got things like Zack and Wiki. We got things like the original Xenoblade. I think the Wii's at a B minus. The Wii U. Fuck. The Wii U had a good library, but the Wii U also had like the least amount of games between the three consoles. So I don't feel like it's fair to give the Wii U a B because it has the weakest library overall. Like the Wii U has good games on it, but the Wii U also has the weakest library in terms of quantity. Like you got the least amount of shit on the Wii U. But it also had a really robust messaging system. You could play Wii Virtual Console. The Wii U is probably a C plus for me, and the Switch is somewhere between a B plus and an A minus. I think that's where I'm at. So B, C minus, C plus probably. Yeah, B, C plus, B plus slash A minus. I'll probably say C. I'll probably say B plus. Because the Wii U overall, I think, is a lower tier than the Wii or the Switch, personally. Minus like a couple things. It has some good features, but like there are just too many issues. Where you guys saying Wii C plus, Wii C plus, Wii U B, Switch B plus. I think online should be free, but if you want to add extra stuff for the expansion pass, like you shouldn't pay if you're paying online. Wii B, Wii U C, Switch B plus. Wii, I give it an A minus. Wii U, what do you give the Switch Airs? The Wii U C minus. The B, Wii B, Wii U C, Switch B plus. My main single genre is RPG, so surely pure on game library, I would rank the Switch higher than the Wii or Wii U. That's true. Switch is C. The Wii is B plus. The Wii is an A. The Wii U is a C plus. The Switch Pro would be an A. You fucking savage. You're all fucking comedians. But I think that's really it. I think that's really all we can really talk about. I mean, we're going into the 5th year of the Switch, and we're gonna see how this year pans out. It very much can be a goated year, and it might bump up you guys' grade of the Switch by the end of it. I don't know. Remember, we're grading the Switch as it is right now versus completed generations for the Wii U and Wii. C for Switch. Okay, gotcha, Red Dragon. So I very much would be curious where people rank the Switch after the era is done. Oh, who's calling me? My mother wants to call me. Hold on 1 second. N64 C minus, you savage. Y'all some savages, yo. But that call also is a cue for me to get the hell off because I need to eat dinner because I still have work tomorrow. Woo! But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support, and thank you Nintendo for the Switch. Regardless of our ups and downs, it definitely has its problems. Still has fucking problems, mind you. I recommend you play Miitopia. The one that pushes the piano away from me. Sweet mom cameo, but it's the phone. Switch I give a B+. Good features again. Good games online. It should be better. SNES is still Nintendo's best console, followed by the NES. Y'all some savages. But yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of here, guys. I gotta eat. And I gotta go to work. But seriously, all things considered, though, thank you. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys for watching. We have 14 viewers in here. There will probably be another live stream within 2 weeks. I'm going to try to put out some normal videos. If you follow the anime channel, I just posted a video yesterday, so look out and watch that. You type sad. You can't do that. And if you're a Nintendo gamer, keep on gaming. Enjoy Elden Ring if you've been playing it. Look forward to Kirby in the next couple of weeks. Fucking what I'm missing. I hope how many people bought Chocobo GP. And I hope people are enjoying Project Triangle Strategy if you're playing that. But life's a game, play to win, and I will catch you guys later. Peace. Oh, and don't worry, you can watch this on the playback if you missed anything. We out this bitch. Ew. Also, fix your emulation, Nintendo, son of a bitch.